We are now deep into the Skeletor rabbit hole, but it's not that dark down here because we've got guiding lights. And you're gonna need them to see the sick new guitar I got today. The brand new S2 Special from Paul Reed Smith. Holy hell, look how pretty it is. This video is sponsored by PRS Guitars. More on that later. Let's go. I've stopped trying to predict what any of these songs are gonna be like. I have been surprised by every single track on this album, so it's like, why even try? Oh, there's an ominous note. Will there be one omouser?
If I could pause right here, I would open my heart and tell you with no fear that the path we have walked led us into the dark.
With having analyzed so many Ghost songs, and literally every one except for one on this album, we know that this little intro bit is not just some random little tinkly piano thing. I will cut off my pinky toe and mail it to Tobias if that part never comes back. Da 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 da. I'm giving it like 80-20 odds that it's going to be the chorus melody. I guess I need to dial in a clean tone. It sounds like they're actually not tuned down a whole step like they usually are, or it's capoed or something. I don't know. Something like this.
If I could pause right here, I would open my heart and tell you with no fear that the path we have walked led us into the dark.
Okay, right now what I'm getting are massive Iron Maiden Fear of the Dark vibes. And it's not just because he said fear and dark in the first verse. This just has like kind of a similar vibe to it.
We have walked led us into the dark.
If I could pause right here, I did, I paused the song right here. I would open my heart and tell you with no fear that the path we have walked led us into the dark. If I could just take a real quick minute, do you think that maybe the path we've walked has led us into the dark?
Path we have walked led us into the dark. There stood my God before me.
Whoa!
You know what they said.
I absolutely love that there are some sections in Ghost songs where it feels like you travel through a portal. A chord portal. A chordal? I'm on season 10 of Stargate SG-1, so portals are sort of like right here in the front of my brain, but I gotta figure out what the hell's going on here. This is kind of a clever little musical joke that he does here. The lyric says, "There stood my God before me." And then there's a very sort of churchy sounding chord progression. It sounds like something you would hear in a classical hymn. "There stood my God before me. Do you know what they said?" No, but I'm sure you are about to tell us.
There stood my God before me.
And then the sky opens up with the big old choir.
Do you know what they said? That the road that leads to nowhere is long, and that those who seek to go there are lost.
Ooh.
The guiding lights, they lead you on, and the road that leads to nowhere is long.
Tobias doesn't get my toe today, 'cause I was right. Just like Pontius Pilate said, nailed it.
That the road that leads to nowhere is long, and that those who seek to go there are lost. The guiding.
Cool little guitar parts in here. There's some very strong emotion in this song, but I'm not sure I could tell you what this song is about just from reading the lyrics. I think I can tell in a very sort of vague sense. To me, it sounds like it's about futility and wasting your life because someone misleads you down a long, dark path that goes nowhere. Could easily be about religion, like a false religion that leads you down this path, and then at the end, you get nothing. Right? You die and you just rot in the ground, which as far as I'm concerned is all of them. But this is also what every religion says about every other religion. But unlike a lot of Ghost songs, there's almost no either explicitly stated facts or clues that would lead us to believe what they're specifically about, or at least that I can find. There's a lot of different instruments that are happening here all at once.
Do you know what they say?
Na, na, na. Okay, we've talked about Ghost's propensity for using sus chords. Guess what chord this is? Just for a second. Jesus. But he doesn't leave it unresolved for Satan. So as always, another set of the 4 magic pop chords for the chorus here. And then a cool little lead guitar bit kind of outlining the chords. All right, let's see if we can jam it out.
That the road that leads to nowhere is long, and that those who seek to go there are lost. The guiding lights, they lead you on, and the road that leads to nowhere is long. If I could turn around.
Oh, and then it harmonizes with itself.
I would have told you the truth. It could have found its way through the powers that be. I just want you to see. Just want you to see. There stands our God before us. Can't you hear them saying that the road that leads to nowhere is long, and that those who seek to go there are lost?
Yeah!
The guiding lights, they
Ooh.
lead you on, and the road that leads to nowhere is long.
Ah! At last, some rock and roll! And now, sadly, we must leave this glorious, clean guitar tone behind. And now for a very brief intermission while I talk about this amazing guitar from Paul Reed Smith. Even if I told you literally nothing about it, doesn't just looking at it induce desire? This is the brand new PRS S2 Special Semi-Hollow. They call the finish Faded Gray Black Blueburst, but I just call it beautiful. I've owned a few PRS in the past, but the S2 has always been my favorite because I find it to be the most comfortable PRS design. A lot of PRS have these beautiful carved tops, but this for me is the most comfortable thing right here. This little bevel guy right there. And then this has probably got to be the most tonally versatile guitar I've ever played in my life. Look at all of this stuff. There's 3 humbuckers on it. We've got these 2 little coil tap switches here, 5-way switch, tone knob. It's gonna take me a week to figure out all the different sounds that this guitar can make. It's got the mojo. So if you're looking to add a guitar that can cover literally any gig to your collection, you are definitely going to want to check out the S2 Special at the link in the description. Huge thanks to PRS for sending this over. Now back to the React. So now this second chorus, a little bit more juice in it, and we've got this great big washed out choir hit at a very opportune moment. Sounds pretty awesome. Tweaked my ear. It's kind of sort of this. The guiding lights. It's bold. It's a bold chord. And now some rock and roll. Taking the journey right now. Oh, okay. Wow. I didn't want to cut that off right there, but I have to figure out what the hell just happened. We're going through the portals, folks. Portal after portal. Is there a bathroom in here? Would that be called a portal potty? Boom, boom, ba, ba. Hello again. I know that you just saw me, but it's been 30 minutes since I saw you because I love this solo so much that I sat here and I learned it. You will always get me with an a cappella choir. So let me tell you what it is that I loved about this guitar solo so much. It's obviously super emotional and performed really well, and the feel of it, the time feel, how he plays it, kind of like leaning way back on the beat at some points, and like playing notes kind of like super nice. But it's also really well composed. It's not just a bunch of random shredding. So after this first bit, which then repeats for continuity, for Satan, then we have this little tiny motif that we then use again in a different pitch level. And then yet again at another pitch level. And then it's sort of interrupted by this B major chord. Two big slides. And then finishing it off with what you could think of as a permutation of our little motif. And just landing the plane, generally. I find a lot of modern guitar solos lack tastefulness. This to me, and a lot of the solos on this album, even when they're a bit shreddy, they're always extraordinarily tasty and tasteful and just like, it sounds like they really give a shit about the song and the music that's happening and not just showing off. And then the final chorus, we're just jamming out on the magic 4 chords, but it's just built up much bigger. Now we've got what I like to call the party chorus, right? The big final chorus, that always gets me every time. I do it in my songs, like, probably egregiously. Vocal ad-libs.
That the road that leads to nowhere is long.
But what it does is it gives you a guaranteed climax in your song. It works 100% of the time. I have never seen it fail. In this case, they have saved the rock guitar, the power chords. We didn't have those in the other two choruses. When I hit play on this song, and for like minutes, one of the thoughts that was going through my head was, oh my God, did I have a guitar company sponsor a song that doesn't have any significant guitar parts in it? Luckily for all of us, that was not the case. They were just saving it for these big moments. So real quick, let's run it back to the beginning and listen to this intro melody again. Feels straight up like a lifetime ago that I heard that for the first time, even though it was literally just earlier today when I hit record. But now hearing it again with all of the rest of the song context and going like, obviously that's the vocal melody from the chorus. And it's presented for the first time as the tiniest little thing. It's like some old ass upright piano or something, but it's very teeny tiny sounding. But this is the most important musical idea in the whole song. It feels like the motif in the guitar solo is also based on that. But it's just a little pinprick, a little entry point into your bloodstream where they're gonna pour the ghost poison. We're coming to the end, folks. There is only one song left on Skeleta for me to listen to. Big thanks to PRS for sponsoring this video with the amazing S2 special. You can find out where to get one of your own at the link in the description. I had a really great time playing this guitar, and I hope that you had just as good of a time looking at it and listening to it. Keep an eye out for my Excelsis video because it's coming real soon. You can check out all of my Skeleta videos right here and all the rest of my ghost content right here. Stay squishy, and I'll see you real soon.